Good morning and welcome to the show, and thanks for waking up with us today. Today in the studio, I have Jean Warner from the Bay County Council on Aging. Jean, welcome to the show. Thanks for coming in today.
Thank you for having us.
And thank you. We got to talk a little bit before we started rolling tape here. And you're an Air Force veteran, aren't you?
I am.
All right, well, put it there, fist bump. All right, good. But the Bay County Council on Aging, what all do you guys do? I mean, as the name implies, I suppose there's some elder care involved. But
we concentrate on seniors. We have a lot of things that people don't realize. The big program that everyone does know about is the Meals on Wheels program. And we send out about 2,000 meals a week to homebound seniors.
Actually, a few years ago, I delivered Meals on Wheels with my Rotary Club.
It was very rewarding, wasn't it?
Sure it was. Yeah. And it was a real eye-opener, too.
Yeah. There's a lot of seniors out there that are homebound and alone. And not just do they get a meal every day, but they get somebody that checks on them every day.
And they're very appreciative. When you show up at that door, they're very appreciative that someone cares enough to knock on their door and say hello and maybe chat for a minute or two before you go to your next stop.
And then we have 7 senior centers throughout the county. A lot of people don't realize that. We have the main Council on Aging. It's on Frankfort Avenue and has a big senior center. But we also have one in Lynn Haven, and we have one in Fountain, and we have one on Mexico Beach, and one on Panama City Beach, and we have one at the St. Andrews Towers. So a lot of people don't realize that there's a variety of senior centers that they can attend.
And what goes on at these senior centers?
Well, there's always a lunch provided for them, and there's activities. A lot of people come in and do programs for them. Some of them are entertaining programs. Some of them are informative programs. They have health fairs where the local health agencies will go in and do blood pressure checks and diabetes
lunch
checks,
and activities and things like that. No wild parties or anything like that. But,
well, the Lynn Haven one may have some wilder parties.
Lynn Haven Senior Center, you are off the leash.
They have a lot of activities out there, and they're we say the younger group of seniors, and they do a lot of things out there.
What's the benefit of that? I guess it's a Bush League question, but it probably keeps them active.
The main benefit is it keeps them active, and it keeps them in touch with other people. They make friends. Lots of times it's romances. There's been, marriages from people who met at one of the senior centers, a second marriage. So it's good for them to be out. It's not good to sit home and watch TV all day.
Yeah, and now you had mentioned something earlier before the interview about respite.
That's a center that we opened in 1996, and there was a huge need, and there's going to be a bigger need for it.
And just so people who don't know, respite is when a caregiver needs a break, you have a place to bring the person you're taking care of for a little while.
Our respite center, like I told you, operates just like a daycare for children, only the other end of the spectrum. Monday through Friday, 8 till 4, seniors who have dementia of any level, and they can come and spend the day there, and we have breakfast, we have lunch, we have snack, we have every kind of party for every holiday you can imagine. And we have activities. We have people who come in and perform for us. We do sing-alongs. A lot of seniors, even though they have dementia, will remember the past easier than what happened yesterday. And so a lot of them remember the songs that they grew up with, or the songs, the gospel songs that they had in church. And they can still participate in sing-alongs. We do arts and crafts, play all kinds of active games, indoor bowling, indoor sports. So we keep them busy all day long, and it gives the caregiver a break. If it's a spouse and they're elderly too, they just need to be able to go to the doctor's appointments themselves and go to the bank and go shopping. It's very hard to do if you have a senior that has dementia. And then sometimes, like you said, sandwich generation, it's the mid-level. We have children, younger children, or children in school, children in high school, and an elderly parent that they're caring for.
There's a lot to think about. We got to run off to the local weather, but I want to talk some more about this respite and the need for it after our local weather. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the show. I'm here with Jean Warner with the Bay County Council on Aging. And we were talking about respite. And respite is like when the caregiver needs a break. Now, that could be a son or a daughter. It could be a husband or wife who's the caregiver. In my particular case, my parents are quite elderly. My dad takes care of my mom because she's in failing health, and he's afraid to leave home. He's got to get somebody to watch her.
And the good thing is, you can have somebody come into the home and watch them, and we provide that service as well from the Council on Aging for those seniors who couldn't come to a senior center. They may be bedbound or something like that, but it's so much better for them to come to the respite center because there's activities. all day long there's activities. And the doctors and the scientists have determined that stimulation activities actually slows the progression of the disease. We had a gentleman who just started recently coming, and he came for about 2 weeks, and his wife said he has started talking again. He has said, things like when she gave him something, he said, "Thank you." And she said it's the first time he's spoken in months and months and months. So she feels like just that stimulation of being around other people and seeing things rather than just sitting and watching TV, which is hard for a senior with dementia to follow.
That social stimulation is so important. And, we're living longer, but what good is living longer if you're not living well?
Yep.
And the way to live well is being around other people. I mean, other people are important, aren't they?
They are, and especially for people who want to keep their family member at home. They don't want to put them in the nursing home. But if the respite center wasn't there, they might not have a choice. They still have to go to work. They still have to maintain their own lives, and they need some place to have mother safe during the day. I mean, there's been sad instances. We had a gentleman who burned his house down. So, it's just a safe place and a fun place for them to be. And it doesn't need any kind of doctor referral. Families know best and first when there's a problem with memory impairment. And like I said, we have early stages all the way down to late stages. We help them do everything that they need. And we have funding that's available. We have funding through...
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that, because the older we get, the more of this we're going to see.
Yeah.
And just about everybody who sees this is going to have an elderly person in their life that they care about. How do you pay for all this? I mean, where does the Council on Aging get its funding?
It can be expensive. We have federal funding that comes in to help with a lot of our programs. But we also have state funding. We have 2 different kinds of state funding that we apply for grants and receive that helps to pay for the respite center. And we have a wonderful community in Bay County.
Yes, we do.
We have very generous people. We have grants through the United Way, and we have a grant through the new Bay Foundation, which was, of course, when they sold Bay Med to Sacred Heart and they set up the foundation. And they have been very generous with us. We were one of their first recipients. And without those grants, it would be difficult to pay for seniors because it can be expensive to bring your mother to a place. And some families do pay privately. Some families pay half, and we pay half through funding. So we try to assure people that if they need a place to bring a mother or a father or a husband, or in some cases it's a sibling. We had a case where it was an older sibling caring for the younger sibling. And some of them, our youngest senior with dementia was 43.
Wow.
And that's that early onset. And that can be really hard for people.
So it can happen to anybody.
Yeah, it can happen to anybody. And that way they can bring them to us, and we try to encourage them, don't worry about the funding, just come and see.
Jean, if somebody wanted to learn more about it, where can we go? Who could we call?
We are at 1116 Frankfurt Avenue, and they can just come and ask to see the respite center. We're an open center. Anybody can come and see how we operate.
Well, we could just Google it up and find out about you on the internet.
We have a website. If you Google Council on Aging Panama City, there will be a website that comes up. I don't know the www.
That's okay. Jean
but they
Warner,
can find it.
Thank you so much for coming on the show and getting us smart on Bay County Council on Aging. And we'll be right back. Welcome back to the show. I'm here with Benita King Steinkamp from Capstone House. And you've got some interesting stuff coming up, don't you, Benita?
Yes, we do.
And oh, by the way, so good to see you.
Oh, it's good to see you again. It's been a couple weeks.
Yeah.
I'm doing well. I'm over it.
I know. You were a little under the weather there.
Under the weather, yeah. And what we have happening is the 17th of this month, we have our St. Patty's Day party. And I think we're going to have some green beer. I'm not sure, but we're having a party, and the public is welcome. We'd like to see a few people come out and see what's going on at Capstone House. And then on the 20th of this month, we're having a past life meditation group. And we've been doing this for several months now, and we have as many as 12 people. We're doing it in the main hall, so there's plenty of room for everyone. And that will be a $5 donation, which is just almost unheard of.
Past life meditation group.
Yes.
That sounds intriguing. This is real Shirley MacLaine kind of stuff.
Yes,
But
it is,
yeah.
absolutely. And if people haven't experienced past life, it's something that they might want to try. This is not something where someone gives you a lot of information about what you should, could, or would experience. It's something about where actually I'll be doing the meditation, and I guide the person into a space of relaxation where they can experience whatever it is they experience.
So you just meditate on whatever.
That's
and that's not a
right.
regression,
That's
is it?
right.
Because I've seen that type stuff too.
No,
or heard of
it's
it.
not a regression. It's much the same as a regression, but it's not as deep. Regression goes into deep hypnosis. Meditation is more of a relaxation. And you go in with the thought and the idea that you're going to go backwards in time and then go into a space of time before your birth, your actual birth. And then the questions are, what are you experiencing now? Look around you. What do you see? What's different about what you see than present moment experience?
And what do you get from all this? I mean, if you do this and you're successful in meditating on perhaps past lives or past experiences, pre-birth experiences.
Yes.
What do you get out of it? I mean, does it help you as a person somehow? Or?
Information for the self. They have what they call the archaic records, which is what did I do in the past that might not be working for me in today's experience. And people might question that. Well, if it's so rough for me today, or if it's so good for me today, what did I do in the past possibly that added to today's experience?
You know, there are some belief systems out there and some religions that believe, you know, very firmly in that stuff, and it might be worth exploring if you want to improve yourself.
Yes, and even beyond belief systems and religions, people on an individual basis, they just have a little curiosity, and so they can come in and experience. It's absolutely harmless. It's a very safe space, and it's done in a very professional manner. So, and then afterwards we can have we have group talk about it, and if people don't want to say much about what they experience, that's fine too.
It's so interesting because you never know. When you probe the depths of your mind, you never know what you're going to find there.
That's right, or the depths of time.
I think it was Jackie Mason who said, you know, I went to a psychiatrist. He said, I got to meet the real me. He goes, what if I don't like the real me?
Right,
you know?
right.
What if I don't like him?
Well, change is the only constant. Change that. Yes, and also go on to capstonehouse.org website. Our newsletter is going through the website now, and our calendar is. We have a lot of, I'm focused on just 2 of these things today, but we have a lot of new things happening and a lot of new things coming up.
New website, Capstone
right.
website, just Google it up, check it out.
That's right. And if you want to be involved in this past life meditation, you can give us a call at 747-9224, and we'll put you right on the list. And we have pillows and blankies and easy chairs, and you can put your feet up and take a little nap and find out
King
more.
Steinkamp, always interesting and always a joy to see you, my friend.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming on the show, and we'll be right back. Welcome back to the show. I'm here with Pamela Elliott from Elliott Vocal Studios and Talent Agency here in Panama City. Pamela, so good to see you again.
Hi, Don.
You have
Great
been
to be here.
very busy lady lately, haven't you?
Yes, we have been so busy, which is great.
Yeah, that's a good problem to have.
Yes, it means we're putting people to work.
Yeah, with the Talent Agency.
Yes.
How's all that going?
It's going great. It's going great.
Now, what types of, now tell me about the Talent Agency for people who may not know. I know you do vocal lessons there, music lessons, all that stuff under one roof here on 23rd Street in Panama City, but you also have this Talent Agency where people are getting jobs, making commercials and things like that.
Absolutely. Elliott Vocal Studios is a separate business, even though we are under the same roof, and we are Elliott. Elliott Talent Agency is, we have models and actors and kid actors and extras and also bands and things like that too. So we got music. We have a little bit of everything.
Yeah, and you're getting people jobs, though. You're getting people paying jobs.
Yes, especially acting right now is huge. And we're going to have an open call on the 28th of March. So that's something that, everybody would like to put on their calendar. We also have a acting on camera group that meets Saturday, the 14th. Is that the 14th? It's this Saturday from 12 to 2.
Now, is there any particular type that you guys are looking for? Is it all male, female, young,
Everybody.
old? Everybody.
Everybody. We need people in the agency to book out for extras or for primary talent. Also looking for unique acts. Even dog acts. I mean, just all kinds of different
Yeah, you might
things.
need a dog in a commercial or something. Who knows?
Yeah. But the free acting group is going to be Saturday. It's from 12 to 2. It's for teens and adults. If you learn a script, it's free. And it's the second Saturday of every month. And it's really good education.
What'll happen there? We'll learn some acting tips. We'll learn maybe the rules of the road, maybe some acting etiquette.
Yes, acting etiquette is very, very important, and we'll talk about those things because you need to know. I mean, a lot of people just don't know how to act on a set. So
right.
We'll talk about all that.
Because
kind of
after
stuff
all, when
too.
they're making a commercial, that's a business.
It is.
And although you may think it's fun and cool to do, you're there for a purpose.
There's some etiquette that has to happen,
So,
or you won't be asked back.
So I can't run up to the primary talent on the commercial and say, hey, let's get a selfie, or can I get your autograph?
No, don't do that.
No, they kind of frown on that, don't they?
If the primary talent comes to you, it's different, and if they ask for it, it's different. But it's
So especially if you're there as an extra, you need to know your role and your piece and all that stuff.
and also the primary talent. I mean, there's just so much more to it than anybody knows. It's and it's a lot of work, but it's a lot of fun too, and it's great experience. So.
Now, if somebody wants to avail themselves of and be part of your agency, maybe you have a child, or maybe you think yourself, you're watching this, that you may have some sort of innate talent that can be developed for commercials or for acting. What do we need to do? Do we just call you? Or?
The best thing to do would be come to that open call on March 28th. That open call is from 10 to 2.
10 to 2, March 28th.
Yes, at Elliott Vocal Studios building, and we will be looking at talent of all kinds. We want you to come.
Okay, so it's right here in Panama City on 23rd Street, Elliott Vocal Studios and Talent Agency.
Yes.
And you're having that open call. That's going to be a great thing to see.
Yes,
maybe
it is.
I'll go. Who knows? Maybe an old man. You
Come
think?
on.
Nah.
I already know you.
Thanks, Pamela. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the show. I'm here with Kristen Gramazio from Live 850, that handy little app that tells you what's going on this weekend and during the week in the 850 area code. Welcome back to the show, Kristen.
Thank you.
So
Great
good
to
to
see you again.
So what the heck is going on?
Yes, we have a lot going on. We can start with today at a 30A Wine Festival. So there'll be some great wine tasting, and just go down to Alice Beach and have a great time. And then we will also have going on, we have Jace Smith. I don't know if you've heard of him.
Of Jace Smith.
Little trivia. He was a guitarist with Rick Springfield from that 80s hit Jessie's Girl.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so you can go,
I remember that song, yeah.
Go to the...
That's like an earworm, that whole song, isn't it?
It sticks in your brain.
Yeah.
So go to the Purple Grape and make sure you wish him a happy birthday. It's going to be his birthday. So we have that, and then also Friday Fest. This is a great thing to do with your whole family. There's going to be live music, food, vendors, games, something for everyone.
I've actually been there. Friday Fest in Panama City.
Yes, they've got a great car show, something for everyone.
Love the old cars.
Yeah, aren't they amazing? So we have that for Friday, and for Saturday we have the Spring Fling. Now this is the classiest show on the beach, and it's unique handmade crafts. So that's something to go and look at. It's from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m., and that's going to be at the Panama City's Senior Center. Okay. And then on Sunday, we have some great things going on. We have Dancing for Life. Now, this is for a great cause. It's with the American Cancer Society.
Right.
And
we've actually had them on the show, too.
Yes, and there's going to be Tristan. I don't know if you've heard of them from Dancing with the Stars. Tristan McManus. And going to be a lot of local celebrities competing, so that'll be a fun one to get out to. And also we have music at St. Andrew's concert series.
Okay.
And that's going to be starting, and it's going to be Sisters in Song. And you can go to the Methodist Church in St. Andrews.
I got to tell you, I love St. Andrews. It is such a cool, little, quaint place.
It's
I mean,
beautiful.
you don't have to deal with the mobs on the beach because, you know, spring break's here.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, so-
And that continues why we are continuing on to next week. We have some things going on. We have Waka Flocka Flame.
I beg your pardon?
Yes, I had a feeling you were going to say that. So
It's a family show, so you're
Yes.
going to have to watch your language.
and that's going to be at La Vila. But then on my birthday, March 11th into the 12th, Luke Bryant. Who doesn't love Luke Bryant? He will be giving a free concert on the beach at Spinnaker's.
And he'll be singing happy birthday to you?
Hopefully.
Naturally.
Get
How
me up
could he
on
not?
stage. How great would that? Great birthday present. So that pretty much sums up just a small fraction. Make sure to go check out Live 850. It's the way to go, and you can find out everything going on this weekend and following into next week.
Tristan Gramazio from Live 850. Thanks for getting us smart on what's going on this weekend and next week.
Absolutely.
And we'll see you next week, and we'll see you next time.